It's January 15th, 1947. The city of Los Angeles wakes up to another cold winter morning. The streets are quieter than usual, with a sense of unease hanging in the air. Los Angeles is cold under a weak winter sun. The overcast sky casts a gloomy shadow over the city, making the usually vibrant streets look dull and lifeless. A chilly wind blows through the empty spaces and palm trees. The wind carries with it a sense of foreboding, as if it knows something terrible is about to happen. In a quiet neighborhood, something terrible is happening. The peaceful facade of this residential area is about to be shattered by a gruesome discovery. A woman named Betty Bersinger is walking with her little girl. They are out for a morning stroll, enjoying the crisp air and the quiet streets. Suddenly, she sees something strange. At first it looks like a discarded mannequin lying in the grass by the sidewalk. A flash of white in the grass catches her eye. She hesitates for a moment, unsure of what she is seeing. Is it a mannequin someone threw away? She walks closer. Fear grabs her. It's not a mannequin. Her heart races as she realizes the horrifying truth. It's a body. Broken. Left there. The sight is so shocking that she can hardly believe her eyes. She screams for help, her voice echoing through the empty streets. It's the body of a woman cut in half at the waist. The gruesome scene is something out of a nightmare, and it will haunt Betty for the rest of her life. Her skin is strangely white, a shocking contrast to the red cut across her mouth. The brutality of the crime is evident in every detail. The Black Dahlia has bloomed. The name will become infamous, synonymous with one of the most brutal and mysterious murders in Los Angeles history. The news spreads incredibly fast. Within hours, the story is on the front page of every newspaper, and the city is buzzing with shock and curiosity. Reporters rush to the scene. They are eager to capture every detail, every angle of this sensational story. Police block off the area. They work quickly to secure the crime scene, knowing that every piece of evidence is crucial. They figure out who the victim is. Elizabeth Short, 22 years old, a young woman with dreams of making it big in Hollywood. She wanted to be an actress. She came to Los Angeles with hopes and dreams, but her life was cut tragically short. Her dreams are gone, just like her broken body. The city that promised so much has taken everything from her. The city of Los Angeles has seen a terrible crime. The murder of Elizabeth Short will become one of the most infamous cases in its history. The hunt for her killer begins. Detectives are determined to find the person responsible for this heinous act, but the mystery of the Black Dahlia will haunt them for years to come. She came to Hollywood hoping to be famous, a place where dreams are made and stars are born. A small-town girl with big dreams. She left behind everything she knew, her family, her friends, and her small-town life, all for a chance at stardom. Elizabeth Short, that was her name. Beth, to her friends, she was full of life, with a smile that could light up a room. She wanted to be in the movies, to be a star on the silver screen, to have her name known far and wide, to see her name in lights. But Hollywood is tricky. It's a place of dreams, but also of broken promises. It promises a lot, but often leads to sadness. For every star that shines, there are countless others whose dreams are shattered. Beth struggled to get by. Waitressing jobs, small modelling jobs, anything to survive. She worked hard, hoping that one day her big break would come. She lived on the edge of the glamorous world, close enough to see it, but never quite a part of it. She went to the same bars and cafes as the stars. She mingled with them, hoping to be noticed, to be given a chance. But she never became famous herself. The roles she dreamed of never came her way. The auditions always ended in disappointment. Now her name is known in the world of crime, not for her talent, but for the tragic and brutal way her life was taken. But for the horrible way her life was taken. Elizabeth Short, the Black Dahlia, a name that haunts Hollywood to this day. The Black Dahlia case explodes, sending shockwaves through the city. It takes over Los Angeles, dominating every conversation and every headline. Fear spreads through the streets like wildfire, gripping the hearts of the city's residents. People whisper in bars and coffee shops, speculating about the gruesome details and potential suspects. Who could do such a terrible thing? The question lingers in the air, unanswered. The police are working hard, But the leads go nowhere. Every clue seems to lead to a dead end. More and more dead ends pop up, frustrating the investigators and the public alike. The press is having a field day, with journalists scrambling to get the latest scoop. They exaggerate every little detail, turning the tragedy into a media circus. They start calling Elizabeth Short the Black Dahlia, a name that captures the public's imagination. It's a nickname that comes from her dark beauty and a popular detective movie of the time. Her picture is everywhere in the newspapers, her face becoming a symbol of the mystery. Her haunting eyes stare out from every newsstand, captivating and unsettling the public. The case becomes an obsession for many, with people following every new development. But the killer is still out there, lurking in the shadows. The investigation goes on and on. Weeks turn into months, and still there are no answers. The excitement dies down a bit, but the questions remain. Who was Elizabeth Short, really? Who was the Black Dahlia? A young woman with dreams, now forever a mystery. And who could have done something so horrible? The questions linger unanswered as the investigation continues. Years go by. The Black Dahlia case disappears from the headlines, but some people refuse to forget. Steve Hodel, a retired police detective, makes a shocking statement. He says his own father, George Hodel, a well-known doctor, is the killer. He points to his father's medical skills, his access to surgical tools, his dark side. The evidence is not solid. Photos, letters, rumours from the past. But it's enough to reopen the case. The LAPD investigates. They don't find any real proof. Officially, the case is still unsolved. But for many, the shadow of George Hodel remains. A ghost story whispered in the dark heart of Hollywood. The Black Dahlia case is like other unsolved mysteries. Jack the Ripper, the Zodiac Killer, crimes that capture our imagination, that speak to our deepest fears. These cases stay with us because they are open wounds. Unanswered questions eat at us. We want answers, closure. But some stories don't have an ending. The Black Dahlia, like Jack the Ripper's victims, becomes an icon. Frozen in time, forever young, forever linked to the horror of their deaths. We remember them not for their lives, but for how their lives were taken. Why are we drawn to these dark stories? Maybe it's the excitement of the chase, the desire to solve the unsolvable. Or maybe it's a reflection of our own mortality, a reminder that even in the city of angels, darkness exists. The Black Dahlia case, like all great mysteries, forces us to face the unknown, to acknowledge the shadows that exist in every heart, in every city, in every era. The case is also a warning, a reminder that fame can be fleeting, that beauty can be a curse, and that sometimes, even in the bright lights of Hollywood, monsters hide in plain sight. The Black Dahlia story has gone beyond true crime. It has become a part of our culture, books, movies, television shows, all inspired by the case, each offering their own take on what happened, their own version of the truth. These adaptations may not solve the mystery, but they keep the story alive. They make sure that Elizabeth Short is not forgotten, that her tragic fate continues to resonate, even as the decades go by. The Black Dahlia case is still unsolved, a puzzle with missing pieces, a story without an ending. Will we ever know the truth? Will we ever see the killer's face? Maybe not. But people are still searching for answers, driven by a need for justice, by a fascination with the macabre, by the enduring power of a story that refuses to die. The Black Dahlia's legacy is one of intrigue, of horror, of enduring mystery. Her ghost still haunts the streets of Los Angeles, a reminder that some secrets refuse to stay buried, and some stories are destined to be told and retold, forever shrouded in darkness, forever captivating, forever unsolved.